tell you what, this Leipzig team, they're pretty good. They've lost one game, and that is the only time they've not recorded a win this season. So chasing them down is being a bit problematic at the moment. We're doing what we can. We've only dropped points in 3 games all season, 1 loss and 2 draws, and we still find ourselves 4 points behind them in the middle of January. So all we can do is just keep winning games and hope they eventually come unstuck. Today's game, little known team called Borussia Dortmund in a thing called the Klassiker. Don't know if you've heard of it. It's apparently a relatively important game in Germany. Hi there, how you doing? Welcome to part number 4 of Club 5 of the MyCareer save here on Football Manager 2024, soon to be FM 26 when that game eventually does come out this year. My name is Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video where it is Dortmund and then we're going to be playing against Ajax in the Champions League. So it's exactly the plan we said in the last video. So we're going to be playing those 2 games and seeing how we come out of it. Again, the hope is we can keep winning games and eventually Leipzig are going to make a mistake. The hope is also that we can do enough just to get through to the Champions League knockout phase. We're currently through to the playoffs, which is great, but I think if we just win one more game, we'll be fine, and I think we'll be through. So that's what we're hoping for. But if you're excited to see how we get on in today's video, then don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the nonsense that comes out of this face right here. I've just remembered as well. I've not turned that on. So yeah, since we're last with us, we've not done much. We played 3 games. Those 3 games were against Frankfurt, where we won 2-0, left it late. Both of the goals in injury time, but we won it anyway. A mixed kind of mid-pre-season to get us back in after the winter break. We did lose against Hamburg. We're not going to kind of read too much into that, but then we have won both of the games since. Bayer Leverkusen, we played well in. We did concede a couple of goals, but we did play quite well in that one. That was good fun. And then the game against Freiburg, 2-1. Again, bit of a weird one. We did dominate, but we also kind of let them in a little bit as well. So it was what it was. We have, however, done some transfers. I'm very excited. Well, excited is probably the wrong word. Curious. We've still made a transfer profit this season, by the way. But yeah, transfers have been made. Now, the first one that I made was this guy, Vasco Souza. He's come in for 16.25 million. He's immediately worth up to nearly 40. I actually signed him on a pre-contract agreement for next season. And he had the buy now button, and I just thought, let's see how much it was. It was a bargain. I thought, let's get him in. He's an extra body who can play as the advanced playmaker on attack, and so far, he's looked like a bargain. He's looked really good. I'll show you why I want to do that in a moment. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why have I signed him? First of all, he's on loan, so there's no obligation to buy him. There's no obligation for him to be permanently ours. But there's a good striker in Daniel Pitchford. We know he can score goals. He scored 19 goals in his first season at Arsenal in 26 league games. He's got a good striker in him. We just need to coax it out of him. And he's not had a bad season at Arsenal already. 7 in 4 games that were starts and 10 substitute appearances. 14 games total. That's not a bad record. So we just need to coax it out of him. So I just thought, let's bring him in on loan. Let's see what happens. And then if he does well, we'll try and buy him maybe next season. If not, that's fine. We won't worry about it too much. But he was there, and he was too good not to turn down. And plus, we're only paying his wages. We're not paying any kind of fee, and we've got no obligation to buy. So that's my main reasoning for that. And then the final first team edition that I've signed is Vladimir Antov, a proper left back. We have been using the youngster we've got whose name escapes me. We have been using him for a backup left back, but to be honest with you, we just needed a better one, and we've gone and signed him. He's got a couple of negatives already, which is fine. They're kind of the standard ones, but I'm quite happy with this guy. He's Bulgarian international, 10 caps, worth a lot of money considering how much we paid for him. I'm very happy about that. He's a 3-star current ability player, mainly 2.5-star with the role that we're using him in, but he's a wonder kid. He's 6'3". He's relatively quick. His acceleration in particular is great, and he's a good crosser of the ball. What's not to love? And then the last one, I spent 13 million on him. He's the 17-year-old potential wonder kid, and we have signed him for potential. He's a 2-star player. To be fair, if we needed him, he could probably do a job for us at the moment. But we have signed Sebastian Aegerter. I'm going to go with Aegerter. I could be pronouncing that wrong, but we're just going to go with it. Sebastian Aegerter never scored a goal for Werder Bremen, but he is a youngster, and I think he could be an absolute superstar. So quite happy with that. I am trying to sign other. Well, I've tried to sign other players as well. It's not really gone that well. Oh yeah, actually these are the 2 I'm looking at. First of all, we've got another potential wonder kid. Al Maliki, he's coming in. He's a Saudi Arabian under 23 international at 17 years old. I'm signing him to make a profit on him. I'll be completely upfront with that. I think we can make a decent profit on him. But the other player I'm trying to sign is this guy. You probably know him, Ilya Zabarnyi. I've used this guy once in FM a couple of years ago before he went to Bournemouth in real life. And he was a superstar for me. And I would quite like to get him in. Because although he's 31, he still looks like a superstar. Barcelona no longer wants him. I'll have him. I will have him all day long. So let's try and get him in. And he can just do a job for us for this season and maybe next season as well. And for what I consider to be a bargain price. Man United have come in for him though, so we might have to keep an eye on that one. Right, I've waffled on long enough. Let's get to the game against Borussia Dortmund, the Klassiker, and let's see whether we can get a good result. And this is the 11 we're going to be going with. This is Mamardashvili in goal. Sopsic. Well, actually, he's the 11. I'm just thinking now. Do I change anything? I'm having a bit of a thought. Do you know what? Tokic is going in. Last minute decision. Right. Mamardashvili in goal. Tokic, Snitzer, Lukeba and Medeiros in defence. Bernal, Solomon and Souza in the midfield with Musiala, Palmer and Alexeev up front. I have kind of sort of committed to the 4-3-3 at the moment, so that's the reason why it's happening. Actually, I'm just thinking, why is Chatsi on the bench? I'm not even on the bench. I have fallen out with him recently, but not recently, because we had a chat with him about his training and he responded well to it. So, do you know what? I'm putting Chatsi in. It's a risk. It is definitely a risk. But in big games or bigger games, he seems to pull kind of a rabbit out of the hat. So, I don't know what the right thing is to do there. I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to make sure we've got enough kind of cover options on the bench. There's a lot of defenders on the bench to have 4, but we're kind of lacking in attacking options, so I need to fill the bench out anyway. Forster's the one I was thinking about, by the way. But yeah, we have kind of committed to this a little bit. I'm still tweaking it here and there because it's not perfect, but it does just seem to get the best out of the players rather than the that. It just really does seem to do the job. And also Musiala, the reason why we signed this Vasco Souza, Musiala, I kind of want to change him to a striker because A, you might notice Barcola is no longer here. I forgot to tell you, I sold him. And we're also looking to get rid of Elia Wahi. There is a bid in for him from Roma. I am currently in the process of considering it because it has an obligation to buy. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's go with that as the 11. Let's go in and let's see what we can do. The midfield 3, by the way, of Bernal, Solomon and Musiala had finally got kind of the green triangle in the middle. So I do feel a little bit sad that I've broken it up to put Musiala further forward, but so far it has worked. And that has also had the effect, though, that it has pushed Ansu Fati out of the team. So, yeah, a bit of a problem. Alexeev has struggled a little bit recently as well. Now, he did start off quite well in this formation as a striker, but he's kind of dropped off a little bit. So we might need to keep an eye on him and consider, well, the backup option with this formation is that we don't have it as a 4-3-3. We have it as a diamonds. Because the deep line forward can easily drop to there, and almost every player we've got who can play there can also play as an attacking midfielder. And Alexeev, we know, is a very good attacking midfielder. The majority of the first half of the season was him playing as an attacking midfielder. So we could do that if we absolutely felt like we needed to. I should mention as well, Cole Palmer leaving next season. I didn't really want to offer him a new contract anyway. I thought about it purely because of how well he's played for the majority of this season. Now, actually, this is a relatively big game, so it's going to be interesting to see how he plays today. But I did think about it with how well he's played. He's our top goal scorer. He's one of our best players, if not the best player that we've had this season. And to be honest with you, it just felt wrong not to consider it, but he wouldn't entertain it because of the club's in for him. So it is what it is. We know we're losing him. He's going to... I don't think it's Liverpool. It might be Liverpool, actually. I'll have a look after the game if I remember to. I know he turned down Spurs, which gave me a bit of a tee-hee-hee. I did laugh at that. No offense, Spurs fans. I did manage Arsenal in this save, so bear that in mind. Right, Solomon with the ball goes back to Bernal, who's dropped in to kind of make that a 3-man defence. Solomon's almost making it a 4-man defence. I don't really like that. I like him to get a bit further forward. Right, Vasco, back to Bernal. It's just handy having a player like Bernal as the halfback because he's just such a creative force. Even though he's not playing in a creative role, he can still do the magic. Oh, it's a mistake. It's a huge mistake from Dortmund, and we do go ahead. And Alexeev has got his goal, which I'm really happy about. But that's a horrendous error there, it looked like. Right, Vasco plays it out wide to Medeiros. Medeiros loses the ball Consecao, it's I don't know who it's Consecao or Johnston. One of them make the error there. Between them, they stuff it up, and Alexei gets a goal, which hopefully just gets him back into the swing of things. Right. Next highlight, goal kick. Bit of a weird one. Medeiros does get the ball out. I've just thought, actually, I've made a bit of a boo-boo, and I need to tactically change it. I'll do it once the end of this phase of play. And that's that. What I tend to do with my formations, or I've started doing, is I have the distribution for the goalkeeper to be to roll it out or kick it out to either the central defenders or the fullbacks. But I take one of them off depending on how the other team sets up. So if they've got 2 strikers or 3 strikers, for example, it'll go to the fullbacks. If they have 1 striker, then it'll go to the centre-backs. And also depends on the wide players as well. If they've got wingers, like attack wide players, not just further back wide players, then I won't go to the fullbacks. I've left it on all, so at the moment the keeper's distributing it to everyone. Right, I'm going to do that now. Actually, let's just change that to they're playing either a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, so we'll change it to that. Let me just double check what they're playing. 4-2-3-1, yeah, we'll change it. We'll go to the centre backs. That feels like the safe option to do with that. There we go. Happy days. Right, I feel a bit better about that now. Saying that, half an hour in, we are leading 1-0. Obviously, it wasn't the wrong thing to do, was it? Right, throw in Medeiros to Vasco. Vasco into Alexei. That is a penalty. Recognise that animation all day long. I mean, it's not hard to recognise it, but I mean, this game's been out for so long now that you can just recognise those things just without even looking. And he has been given as well. That's the only other kind of wild card that could have been there. And it's going to be Cole Palmer to step up. Now, again, this is a big game. I wouldn't be surprised if he misses this, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. There we go. Didn't miss it, to be fair, but it did get saved, and it is what it is. I mean, it could be 2-0. It's not. His rating is now going to tank unless something magic happens from this corner and he gets an assist. It didn't happen. And yeah, his rating has gone down to a 6.4. To be fair, it's not gone down as much as I thought. Oh, it's gone down to a 6.3. It's continuing to drop. So we'll keep an eye on him, and we may take him off at half-time. It could be worth doing that. Oh, my word. That was nearly an own goal. Can we not do that, please, boys? Right, ball out to Medeiros. In fact, the highlight ends, you can see how close it was. I actually think it got a little bit closer than that. I'm glad Mamadaashvili knew where his feet were, because I was a little bit nervous about that. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you. Right, it's another corner. Palmer whipping it in, looking for the head of anyone, but doesn't find anyone. And now, a bit of a problem, because Borussia Dortmund are breaking out. We are getting bodies back, and Tokic can deal with that all day long. Right, Bernal into Vasco. Vasco out to Palmer. Palmer. Can he get himself back into this game? Gets it to Alexei. Alexei, he's got Medeiros overlapping. Medeiros gets it. Holds himself up a bit, but Musiala has the chance, and it is saved. And it is going to be another corner. Another opportunity for Cole Palmer to get the ball into the box and try and get someone on the end of it. Or he's going to go short. Doesn't go short, whips it in. Castello is there, doesn't get it. Musiala. Kind of everyone gave the ball away there. Musiala's not had a particularly good game today, so I think there are going to be a couple of changes at half-time. I've already got them in my head as to what I want to do. One final corner, though. Palmer, can he keep himself on the pitch? Probably not. It is headed out. Vasco is going to pick the ball up. Castello out to Palmer. I think he's onside. Flag didn't go up. It's into Tokic. Tokic's going to go to I was going to say screamer. It's not a screamer in the end. He's just hit it in the box, but it has gone into the back of the net. So just on the stroke of half-time, it is 2-0, and I'm very happy with the fact that we've got that second goal. It does make me feel a bit better going in. However, you know my feelings on a 2-0 scoreline. I'm not particularly comfortable with the 2-0 scoreline. I will want us to come out and get another goal at least, just to settle ourselves. But we do get the goal. And Cole Palmer gets the assist as well. Gone up to a 7. That's probably a stay of execution for Cole Palmer. So fair play to him. I'm going to say that one. I'm going to have a quick word with Musiala and tell him he's not been good enough. Say the same to Sousa as well. Sousa's not really appeared the way I was hoping he would in front of the cameras today, which, you know, it is what it is. We all know how Football Manager works. That does happen from time to time. Right, I'm going to tell those guys that. I'm going to leave the guys who are on green without saying anything. Now, I think I will take off Musiala and put Cole Palmer as the deep line forward, because he can do that quite well. And I'm going to bring Daniel Pitchford on for half a game. He came on for a little bit in the last game, didn't embarrass himself, but didn't really have enough time to do anything. So I'm going to give him the opportunity with that. I'm also going to keep an eye on Cole Palmer. What I might do with him is, if Sousa continues to not have a good game, Sousa will get pulled, Palmer will go there, and we'll put on Ansu Fati into that position as well. If there's a chance to get Aegerter on as well, I will do, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. Antov as well, I do want to get him on the pitch too. Right, that I think will do for substitutions. Let's get into the game and let's see whether we can get that third. Hopefully we can. And also, I'd love a home Daniel Pitchford goal. That would make me really happy if he could score today. If he has a great half a season, I'll be delighted as well, because I will really feel validated for signing him for Arsenal, even though it's got nothing to do with Arsenal, this transfer. He's a good player, just we can't get the... I tell you what, that was a great opportunity there. Just carved it out of nothing. He hasn't done anything, but a fair play to him for having to go with it. There's a good player in there. We just could not crack the code as to get a consistent run of games out of him. And when I say consistent run of games, we could get a run of games out of him, just it would fall apart at some point, and then he'd go anonymous for the rest of the season. Like, more than just a run of games is probably what we need to get out of him. So let's see whether we can get half the season out of him. Right, Vasco now running forward, holding the ball up, gets it to Solomon. Solomon now going to come forward even more. Heavy touch. He didn't have the option to pass to. Solomon did quite well to chase down there, and it's a mistake. Oh, I thought it was a mistake, and we just couldn't get on the end of it. So really good kind of pressing work from the lads to kind of almost fashion these chances out. That's how we got that first goal, remember? Right, comes to Cal, looking to whip it in, gets it into Reina. He's just brute forced it in the net there. Absolute brute force. Again, remember, Dortmund might not be doing that well in this universe. They've still got a good team. And Giovanni, I need to call him Claudio Reina. I need to call him his dad. Giovanni Reina is still a very talented player. So all credit in the world to him for getting in that position. And Concecao is not too bad either. Again, they've got a decent team. So let's not be too hasty with the fact that they've put a ball in the back of the net. I'm a bit concerned with the fact that we've got 10 shots on target and only scored a couple of times, though. I am actually going to change pitch... That's not Pitchford. I'm going to change Pitchford to his preferred position of a complete forward. And just see whether we can get a bit more out of him, because he isn't having a particularly good game at the moment. Neither is Vasco. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do what I said before. So Palmer goes there. Vasco comes off. I'm going to bring on Ansu Fati. Because we know Ansu Fati can perform there. Let's just see whether we can get something out of him now. He's had a bit of a rest as well. We are still building a lot of the players' fitness back up from the winter break, which is a good thing to have, but also not, because everyone kind of drops down. But it happens to everyone, so I suppose it's a bit of an even playing field. Right. Castello manages to get the ball there, which I don't really understand how he did that. Now, is this going to be a highlight that leads to anything, or is it just going to end abruptly because it's gone back to the defence? It might end abruptly. Right, Castello gets that wide to Medeiros. Medeiros looking for options, whips it in, looking for Daniel Pitchford. Tell you what. It's begun, hasn't it? It's begun. Why did I sign him? Because I know exactly what we're in for. I mean, I know why I signed him. It's because I want to get rid of Eliawahi, but why did I sign him? I should have looked elsewhere. We had enough money at one point to go and get a decent striker. I just couldn't decide who it was, so I kind of chickened out on it. I'm regretting that decision now. Right, Antov is going to come on, as mentioned before. I don't think I'm going to bring on Aegerter, because I don't really want to take Alexeev on, because he's the only because he's the only striker of any note that's doing anything at the moment. Chatsy's having a decent game, Lecaber's having a decent game, or Castello Jr. as the game wants me to call him. I think I'll probably leave it at that. I have got 2 subs left. I don't feel a need to immediately make any of them, so I'll keep them just in case there's any late injuries. I'm going to fire the boys up. Let's just see whether we can get a third to make me feel better about the game. A great opportunity there with the Cole Palmer free kick, but we can't capitalise on it. He's going to get the ball in. He almost does. We sort of retain possession a bit there, but then we do give it up. We do get it back here with Solomon, but the highlight does end. We've utterly dominated this game, but I would have liked to think that with 3 good strikers on the pitch, we could have got more than 2 goals. We did have that penalty save, obviously. And again, Dortmund, to be fair, they are in 5th. They are in a European spot. They are doing quite well. They're just not doing as well as you would expect them to. Right, Lay's highlights. I really hope this is not us conceding an equaliser. Chatsy into pitch. My throat kind of croaks then. Goodness me. Right, ball forward. Chatsy heads it. Palmer heads it down. Bernal crowded a little bit. Gets to Antov. Antov. First time we're really looking at Antov here. For me as well as you. And you know what? Right. It's a penalty. Cole Palmer is not taking this penalty. It's not happening. He's not taking it. I don't want to risk it. I really don't want to risk it. We'll put Alexeev on it. And if he misses it, he misses it. But I'd like to get this goal just to cement things. I know we're pretty much out of time, but I just don't want to risk it with Cole Palmer. I really don't. As this is a big game, I'm quite surprised with Cole Palmer how well he's done today. He has got an assist, which definitely has helped his rating out from what it was. Alexiev's gone and buried it and made it 3-1, and all is right with the world. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with how he's done, considering it's a big game. Because he can pull these out every now and then. I'm not happy with Pitchford. I'm looking at him, I'm shaking my head, because it's another game where he's just not proven himself proper. Right, I'm going to say well done to everyone. Good performance all round. Really happy with that. But now we have to shift focus. We are 1 point behind Leipzig. Leipzig have still yet to play there. In fact, they have played a game. I don't get how the fixtures are going with them, because they're consistently one game behind us. So although we're only 1 point behind them, it's actually net 4 points if you think of it like that. And just assume they win that game and it's going to be 4 points yet again. Right. With all of that said, Ajax is next. Ajax are in the Eredivisie, which I don't have loaded, so I don't quite know how it's going. Let's have a look at how the league is going. They've been dominating it, so this is going to be a decent Dutch team. Let's see whether we can beat them at their place as well. Not very good away from home. I don't know if I mentioned that, but well, actually, I say we're not very good away from home. We are good away from home. We've just had a couple of draws and a loss away from home. We have also won plenty of away from home games as well. So I'm just being a bit dramatic as normal. We're back and we are ready for the game against Ajax. No new signings in, although we have agreed the deal with Elia Wahi for him to leave for Roma. So we were waiting for a counter offer. They've agreed to it. So he's going to be on his way, assuming he doesn't pull the kibosh on it, which if he does, I'll be so annoyed. This is going to be the 11 for the game against Ajax. It is going to be Mamardashvili in goal, Tokic, Chatzi, Lukeba and Medeiros in defence, Bernal, Solomon and Souza in the middle, and then I am giving the start to Pitchford today alongside Ansu Fati and Alexiev as well. Yes, I am resting both Cole Palmer and Musiala. I say resting. Neither had a really... Well, to be fair, Palmer was okay. Musiala didn't have a particularly great game, so I'm putting them both on the bench. My thinking is that we can just rest them for a little bit. In fact, I'm actually going to rest Bernal as well. Martel's going to come in and play in his place as well. A bit more defensive minded rather than thinking of how to get things happening further forward. Another German on the pitch as well. So yeah, we'll do that and we'll see what happens with that. Annoyingly, because of registration rules, because we haven't got enough German players or Bayern Munich trained players, there are a couple of youngsters who I wanted to put on here in the Champions League squad who are going to miss out. And also, interestingly, if we do end up signing Zamani, I'm going to have to sacrifice someone to put him in the team because I don't have enough spaces. So we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. But it's not Now's problem. Now's problem is trying to win this game against Ajax, who are the perennial winners of the Eredivisie? Yes, the Eredivisie. I forgot the name of it then. But yeah, remember, they're not actually in the game in terms of the league, so it is what it is. They are playing a beast of a defensive formation. At least they were on the pre-match thing. So let's have a look and see what they actually line up with. Sometimes I do notice there is a variance in this, so we'll see. Completely different from how they set up. Completely different from how they set up. That is not anywhere near what they set up with before I click to go through to the match. Right, we're going to have to do some tactical tinkering because I am not prepared for that whatsoever. I love this game sometimes, I really do. Right, let's get into it. Right, kick off. Pitchford to Alexiev. We give the ball away straight away, although Pitchford wins it back. So good. He loses it straight away as well. We're losing the ball and winning it back in equal measure, but we do now have the ball in an attack. Medeiros getting forward, looking for Ansu Fati, heads it onto Alexiev, nearly makes it 1-0. I'm glad there was an offside there because I'd have been so angry at Pitchford just running away from it. We need to see something from Pitchford to even make me consider signing him, because at the moment, the little bit I've seen of him hasn't been very impressive. I mean, there we go. He's lost the ball there. He's also potentially injured, which is going to be so annoying. It's a red card, by the way, though. I'll take that. I tell you what, Daniel Pitchford, you've done a great job in getting a red card from one of their players there. Buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Right. This should be ours, but we all know Football Manager does not always work like that. Let's see whether he actually will be. Right, header forward to Pitchford. Can't quite get to it. Bidstrup intercepts, but Tokic now on it. He has got Pitchford there, who gets the ball. To me, in that situation, Pitchford should be celebrating his first goal with the club. Bit frustrating that he's not. I've got him on shoot less often because in the last game he did have a few chances, but he was wasting all of them. I just want him to kind of calm himself down and just not worry about taking his chances. Right, Martel goes for a long shot. If he'd have scored and Pitchford hadn't, I'd have not been happy. Let's put it like that. I'd have really not been happy. Having loads of shots, that very few of them on target. We do finally have one on target now. Alexeyev having a great game. Both of the wing-backs having a great game as well. We just need to keep plugging away until we get that goal. I am actually going to put us on to work ball into the box, just so we're not quite as wasteful, and we wait for our chances a little bit. And hopefully that means that will work with Pitchford as well. I'm grasping the straws with Pitchford. I thought, wouldn't it be funny if we get him and he actually turns out to be a superstar in Germany? And so far, he's all kinds of not a superstar. You live and learn. You live and learn. You live and learn. It's been all us this half. We just cannot get the ball in the back of their net, which is really frustrating. But we had a few games like this season. We do just miss every now and then a cutting edge against teams who are looking to defend, and they will absolutely be looking to defend against us at the moment. What is our luck? What was that? Seriously? Right, okay. Fine. Okay. It is what it is. It's okay. It's okay. As long as they don't score. If they score, then I'll be really cross. And then I'll have to think about the personnel and the tactics. For a second then, I was thinking we've conceded, but we haven't. But we're being incredibly wasteful, and I'm not happy about that. So I'm going to have a bit of a shout at the boys. I'm going to say that to them. It's disappointed. And I'm going to say I'm furious with their finishing. That seems to have got the message across. Now, I'm going to move to this one and put Pitchford over here. My thinking purely is Alexeyev likes to come deep a little bit and can kind of do the business. Pitchford will be kind of narrowed in here. I am going to change him to his preferred complete forward just to see whether that helps at all. And then Fatty, we know, can do his thing as well. So we'll go with that. Chatsy's a little bit apprehensive, so we'll bring on Schnitzer and we'll get him a bit more game time. And I'm going to give everyone else a bit of a chance. My changes, if I need to change, will be Fatty and Pitchford will be coming off. I don't really want to do that, but if we have to do that, that's exactly what we'll be doing. Right. Have a word with Schnitzer, get him going, and we're going to go attacking as well. We've been attacking, that's not been the problem. It's been actually getting the ball on target with opportunities. Right, Vasco with the corner, looking for Castello, can't find him. Martel is going to pick the ball up instead. Out to Vasco. Vasco into Daniel Pitchford. He's offside, that's okay. Daniel Pitchford just needs to calm himself down. And I'm going to have a go at telling him that. Because he's having opportunities, but he's just wasting all of them. And it's getting a little bit frustrating at this point. Right. Calm down. Just stop thinking about it. Let it happen. Just let it happen. Right, Medeiros with the free kick into Castello. Back to Medeiros. Coming in field. Pass to Tokic. None of the Ajax players really are bothered with intercepting him there. Comes to Fatty now. Ansu Fatty. Can't get the ball in. Ends up getting intercepted. Tokic is going to keep the ball in play here, though. Tokic whipping it in. Looking for Alexeyev. Can't quite get it on his head into Medeiros now. Medeiros going to pull it across the goal. Gets it to Vasco. Not quite. They are defending with their lives. By the way, is that Ute? That's not the Ute, is it? That's not. Nah, it's not. It can't be Ute. Can't be Ute from Wolves. I'm going to have to check that. One of the many things I'll probably forget to check, but I've got to check that. Oh, it's a mistake. Pitchford is in. There's no excuses. Oh my God. Daniel Pitchford. Daniel. We've had 20 shots. How are we not right? Okay. It's happening again. It's actually happening again. Why can't he just score a bloody goal? Right, we're going to go back to this. Pitchford's going to be the striker on this side. Musiala is nervous. I don't really want to bring him on when he's nervous. Although, to be fair, he can play himself out of it. We're gonna go with that. I'm going to take off Alexeyev. He's only a half decent game, but I'm going to take... Do you know what? No. Keep Alexeyev on. Musiala there. And Fatty is the one having the worst game, so we'll do that. I'm already done with Pitchford. He's been here 5 minutes on a loan with a optional future fee that I'm not going to be taking because he just cannot score. He is, on paper, that is not a bad striker. So what is it? What is it that I'm missing with him? Genuinely. The finishing's 15. He's finishing. He's not 15. It can't be. We are running out of time to get a win in this game. I really want to win this game. There's no excuses for not winning it. Right, fire the boys up. Palmer with the free kick. Gonna go for a set piece routine. No, we don't. It doesn't really work. Right, Palmer's just gonna go for it here. Cole Palmer, within seconds of coming on, Cole Palmer scores and makes it 1-0. I don't know how to get the best out of Daniel Pitchford. I know there's a good striker in there, but for the life of me, I cannot figure it out. And I thought 3-striker system, maybe he'll come into that. Maybe that will be the key. Just having more players immediately around him who can pass the ball to him. Nope. Nope. Turns out that's done absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, God. At this rate, he might be out of the Champions League squad. I might take him out for when Zabani comes in. Because I've seen nothing to convince me that he should be in that squad. And we're going to move Musiala back into the advanced playmaker role. And I'm going to bring Mathis on. And you watch. Mathis is going to score. He's going to score, get an assist, something that Daniel Pitchford can't do. I'm convinced of it. I'm genuinely convinced of it. I don't know why I'm braced on my chair like this, but I am. We've laboured to this performance. At the second that we brought on Cole Palmer, he's gone and got us out of jail with it. He's gone and got us out of jail. And I'm glad he has, but Daniel Pitchford is... Why did they do it? Why did they do it? Now, I think that has qualified us for the knockout, so I don't think we need to touch the playoffs. There were 10 men as well. I forgot that they'd gone down to 10 men. That was even worse. Right, there we go. Qualified for round of 16. What do we do about Daniel Pitchford? Because I've signed him on good faith, thinking he's going to have ability to really improve this team. And he has got that ability, but I mean, he's quick, he's strong, he's 6 foot tall, he's got good heading. Okay, his passing's not much cop, his vision's not the best, but he's got good teamwork, he's determined, his decisions are good, his composure's good, his anticipation is good, his finishing allegedly is good. Allegedly. I'm just going to have to keep trying things with him. I'm not giving up on him, but at the moment, he's really disappointed me. Because that's 3 games in, he's at full fitness, where he can't get the job done. I'll start him in the next game against Hertha, which obviously you're not going to see. I'll give him a chance, but I'm already kind of thinking, how do we get rid? Already I'm thinking that. I'll work this out off camera. We don't need to see me messing about with this. But that's going to do it for today's video. Now, when will we be back? I kind of want to come back for that Leipzig game. So we'll probably come back before we even touch the Champions League knockouts, because I don't think they'll start until March at the earliest. So it's not going to be that many games. We'll come back for Leipzig and Darmstadt. That feels like a good pair of games to do. It's their own game against Leipzig. Hopefully that'll be the time when they finally trip up. They still haven't played their game in hand, but you can see they've won 16 of 17 and only lost 1 against Werder Bremen of all teams. So they're perfect. Our records are perfect. It's just that we've got a slightly better defense and a slightly better attack. So a couple of games we've just won more by more goals basically, and there's a couple of games where they just conceded 1 or 2 before scoring. So it's utterly ridiculous. It really is. In terms of how the season's going, this is how all the stats are. Top goal scorers are Sesko, Top and Selma on, but then not far behind is Palmer and Alexiv. Elia Wahi's on there with 6 as well. No Daniel Pitchford. And we've got Cole Palmer and Alexiv as the best players in the league. They're also on the assist chart. And Mamadashvili is the joint top clean sheet keeper. So, yeah, good to see we've got a good goalkeeper. We've clearly got good attacking players. Just none of them are Daniel Pitchford. Why did I sign? I knew when I signed him it was going to be a bad choice. But again, I'm adamant there's a good player in there. So I've just got to force it out of him. I don't quite know how we're going to do that, but I'm going to try. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a big like on there for me. And do not forget to hit the subscribe button as well. They keep up to date with all the nonsense that comes out of the channel on a regular basis. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I will see you in the next video. Cheers.